Hello everybody, this is John's video diary. Oh, just some final adjustments to the camera here. I really must remember to look actually at the lens and not at the TV screen next to it, because then you'll think, well, who's he talking to? He's talking to somebody next to me. But actually I'm talking at lovely you. You see me now, so eye contact, personal contact with the audience and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so today is the 24th of December. Aren't you terribly impressed that I actually know what day it is? Because normally I say today it's sort of like, well, a day in the middle of the week sometime in December. But today, being Christmas Eve, I actually know what the date is, so it's the 24th of December today, so it is Christmas Eve. Couple of things to report. Still enjoying the Tai Chi. 7 kilos, by the way. 7 kilos and 2 notches on my belt, so still at Tai Chi boot camp. Very much looking forward to continuing with that. Very excited about coming back in February as well, because I really want to achieve my goal of being slender and sexy, and I've now completed 4 whole days, so I'm actually on my 5th day, without smoking, which is really quite good. And I walked into a cafe the other day and it was full of smokers, and I said to the friend that I was with, I said, ugh, disgusting, it's full of smoke. It really is a dreadful habit, isn't it? So yeah, so I seem to be quite sold on this non-smoking business, although I do seem to be coughing rather a lot more than I usually do, but I've been told that's because all the gunk wants to come up. Anyway, I'm sure you really wanted to hear all those details about gunk coming out of my lungs. So today I was invited by my new friend Lisa, very convenient for us Westerners, we can just call her Lisa, you know, like Lisa from Essex, but actually she's Lisa from Tibet. Anyway, so she invited me to come and have Christmas dinner with her tomorrow. She seemed to be a touch offended that I wasn't coming this evening, Christmas Eve, but I said, you know, I was going out with the other students from school, and that already pre-arranged. So she said, would you like to do some shopping together? And I said, yes, absolutely, we can do some shopping together. And I was rather looking forward to that. Christmas shopping with a Chinese friend in China. I thought, well, what should we buy? There must be Christmas noodles or something like that. Anyway, so inquiring as to what I wanted to eat, and I said, well, do you have goose? Because I've had duck, you know, so many times. I thought, well, let's go for another bird, goose. So there I went along to the market, and there are all these geese in cages, live ones. And it sort of got me thinking about how sanitized things are in the West. So you sort of trot off to Sainsbury's or some other supermarket, and there's a plump breast that's wrapped in plastic that's on a polystyrene thing, and you prod it with your finger, and the pink flesh sort of goes back into form. You go, ooh, that's awfully fresh, I shall buy that and take it home. Because when you prod it, it sort of bounced back and looked all fresh and almost alive. So, you know, so all these poor animals in cages and sort of looking up at you and saying, will you be my new daddy? Will you take me home and feed me, please? Almost as if you're in a pet shop. Little do they know that since you take them home, that's it, dead. They're on a plate. So I was sort of rather confronted with that, and so she encouraged me to choose a goose, and normally I would say, well, what is the cutest, friendliest looking goose? Maybe I can call it Bob or Jane or something, and teach it tricks like how to stand on one leg and not to bite my fingers off when I give it some bread. But so actually I chose the goose that was the plumpest, that I thought that may have some decent flesh on it. Yeah, so I bought a goose today, so its feet were bound, and Lisa was walking along the street carrying it by its wings, and she said, this